Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, August 6th. A cool front is working its way through the mid-Atlantic region. It will generate scattered showers and thunderstorms anytime from midday on through the afternoon into the early part of the evening. Does not look like a widespread heavy rain event, but there certainly can be some isolated strong thunderstorms that could produce some heavy rainfall for a brief time. Before we get to the local weather situation, let's take a look, probably a final look at Tropical Storm Bertha. It is continuing to churn to the north and east away from the northeast coastline. Here's the latest positioning of it. Maine is seen right here, so it's well to the south and east of New England. Pulling away, it is causing some rough surf up and down the east coast, but it continues to pull to the north and east, and other than the rough surf, it should not have any additional impact on the U.S. mainland. And one final look at the tropics before we get to the local weather situation. This comes from the SSEC Wisconsin website. It's quite interesting because it shows precipitable water in terms of a color coding here. All of this is dry air right over the tropical part of the Atlantic Ocean. This is the west coast of Africa, and here we have the eastern edge of the Caribbean Sea right now, and all these orange areas represent low precipitable water. Another way to say that is dry air all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. So it doesn't bode well for the development of tropical systems over the next several days. Again, a lot of dry air pushing off the west coast of Africa right into the breeding grounds of the tropical Atlantic and throughout the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. So again, doesn't bode well for the development of many Atlantic basin tropical systems in the near term, and we'll continue to monitor this over the next several days. Well, we have a cold front working its way through the mid-Atlantic region right now. This is the latest radar loop. Some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms already occurring in southwestern Pennsylvania, moving into central Pennsylvania. Certainly can be a shower or thunderstorm right in this region, up and down the I-95 corridor, pretty much any time from midday on through the afternoon. Certainly not an all-day rain event or anything like that, not even a widespread heavy rain event, but there can be a shower or thunderstorm up and down the I-95 corridor pretty much any time from midday through the early evening hours, and a few of those thunderstorms can produce some brief heavy rainfall and gusty winds later on today. Well, before we get to the surface forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run, let's look at the current upper level map at 500 millibars. And again, there is an upper level trough here that will help to fuel the fire in the atmosphere and set off some of these thunderstorms that are expected over the next several hours. So we have a surface cool front and an upper level trough here now moving over the eastern Great Lakes, pushing into the mid-Atlantic region. So some support in the upper part of the atmosphere for these scattered showers and thunderstorms. Here's the forecast map for this evening, Wednesday evening. By this time, the cool frontal system itself is right up and down the east coast with some scattered precipitation depicted here. Probably the best chance for these showers and thunderstorms will come north of the Mason-Dixon line during the midday and afternoon hours, but pretty much anywhere down to the DC metro region can see a scattered shower or thunderstorm this afternoon into the early part of the evening. Let's now jump ahead 12 hours. And here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. By this time, the front is off the east coast. High pressure over the southeastern part of Canada is starting to take control, and again, it looks like a refreshing air mass for this time of the year pushes in for Thursday and Friday, and it continues into the early part of the weekend. There are some signs that the weather will become unsettled by the latter part of the weekend into the early part of next week. Let's jump ahead now to tomorrow evening's forecast map. By tomorrow evening, that high pressure situated over the Great Lakes region, probably dry here. The GFS probably overdoing the precipitation down in the New York City region. I would expect mostly clear skies tomorrow evening. Comfortable conditions for this time of the year. Really late tonight and late tomorrow night, the temperatures could drop into the upper 50s in many of the suburban locations along the I-95 corridor, as yet again another nice air mass, a refreshingly cool air mass, moves in for this time of year. Well, here's the forecast map for Friday morning. A very nice day up and down the mid-Atlantic coastline here with comfortable conditions. High pressure dominating the scene here come Friday. But notice just to the southwest, quite an area of moisture starting to gather itself here just to the southwest here. This again is Friday morning's forecast map. This slowly pushes its way to the north and east towards the Mid-Atlantic I-95 corridor. And looks like by late in the day Saturday, or even more likely on Sunday and into Monday, there is the threat for some showers and thunderstorms reaching the Mid-Atlantic corridor. The greatest odds for that will be to the south and west. Places like D.C. have a better chance of seeing some shower and thunderstorm activity by the latter part of the weekend than, let's say, New York City. So we'll continue to monitor this. Thursday, Friday, and probably most of Saturday, if not all of Saturday, will be very nice in the Mid-Atlantic region. But then the weather does get unsettled, looks like, by the latter part of the weekend and the early part of next week. So a few showers and thunderstorms later today as a cool front works its way through the region. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.